Hello everyone, my name is Keely. Welcome to my channel, welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to another reading vlog. I know I say this for every reading vlog, but I am so excited to start this one because I am doing a Emily Henry reading vlog. Now if you don't know who that is, where have you been? Because she is one of the most popular authors, I would say, right now. She has a ton of books out there. I know she has young adult and adult, but she is known for her adult romance. So I will be reading her 4 adult romances. The 4th one just came out, so it is also a new release. So here we are. Here's my stack. Look how good they look together. Except, why did they release this one in hardcover and not paperback like the other ones? Okay, but for the reading order, I'm going to read them in publication order. So we have Beach Read, then we have People We Meet on Vacation, then we have Book Lovers, and then the newest one, Happy Place. So that is the order I'm going to read them in. I don't know exact synopsises for these right now. I know that each book has like a different trope, and I don't know if the tropes are repeated. But yes, we're going to start with Beach Read. If I had to guess which one is going to be my favorite, I am going to choose People We Meet on Vacation. I think this is going to be my favorite Emily Henry because I know this one's Friends to Lovers. I don't know much like about the other ones, but I'm pretty sure this one is Friends to Lovers, and I love that trope, and I haven't read it enough. However, this is a lot of people's least favorite. Like, I've heard that you're either a beach read girly or a People We Meet on Vacation girly. So I'm interested to see where I will lie, and I just feel like I'm gonna love her books. So hopefully I do, because I have 4 of them to get through. But yes, I'm gonna start Beach Read, and I'll probably let you know when I'm 100 pages in. Alright everyone, I am now 100 pages into Beach Read, and let me tell you what this is about in case you don't know. So we follow 2 authors, January and Augustus, and they are kind of rivals. They went to school together a few years ago, and January just did not get along with Augustus, and now she is moving to this small town, and of course her neighbor that she moves next to is Augustus. Now, Augustus, the books that he writes is kind of like bleak literary fiction, whereas January is a romance author that is categorized under women's fiction. So they create this bet over the summer that the other has to try to write a book in the other person's genre. So January has to try to write a sad, bleak story, whereas Augustus has to try to write a romance. So that's the setup for this, and so far I am loving it. I love Emily Henry's writing so much. I think it is so witty and funny, but there's also some great banter in here between January and Augustus. I also love the setting that we're in this small, like, beachy town. I am not a beach person, but I love settings in books where they're in a beachy town. It's just really fun to read about. But also in this book, January is going through some really difficult things. So she's actually having trouble writing her next romance book because of the difficult things that are happening in her life. And she's starting to think that maybe romance doesn't actually exist and like happily ever afters don't exist. And so this book not only is a romance book, but it does cover the harder topics, which I've heard that Emily Henry is really good about incorporating that into her books, that it's not just romance, but it's also about the characters trying to find themselves and struggle through situations. So I feel like it has a good combination of January's books and Augustus's books in Emily Henry's, and I'm just really having a great time. I really do love January and Augustus and their conversations between each other, because they aren't necessarily enemies, so this trope is more rivals to lovers, because they are bantering back and forth and trying to outdo the other person, which is really funny. I really like the dynamic between them, and I also love seeing the different characters within this small town. We go to a book club, and it's just a lot of fun. So far, I am loving it, and I hope the momentum carries up and I continue to love it. But yes, I will probably update you when I'm like halfway through, but so far, so good. Alrighty, I am now 50% of the way through Beach Read, and I am still loving this. I am thriving. This is so good and so cute and so heartfelt and emotional all at the same time. So because January and Gus are writing each other's genre, they're doing these kind of like lessons each week where January will take Gus to like a meet cute or a romantic location, and Gus will take January to something that is like really thought-provoking and kind of bleak and sad. So the things that Gus is doing with January, he is taking her to interview cult survivors, which is amazing, iconic. I love like cult stories, and so the fact that this is in like a contemporary romance book, yes, that is just an extra added touch that satisfies my love of books so, so much. And on the other hand, January's cute little things like drive-ins and carnivals, that's also so perfect and cute because I love like the cliche romance meet cute things, which January is trying to show Augustus and like show him different romantic scenes, and I just love that so, so much. This is actually reminding me a lot of how Nicholas Sparks does his books, where it's like romance but also like heaviness incorporated within the romance, and I love Nicholas Sparks, so that is definitely a high compliment for me. She also talked about A Walk to Remember in here and Taylor Swift, which are like two of my favorite things in the entire world. A Walk to Remember is in my top favorite movies of all time that have impacted me the most, and so the fact that like January was in here talking about that movie and Augustus quoted it and I was like, this is everything. And then they also quoted Taylor Swift, like just chill nonchalantly, and that's everything as well. So yes, halfway through this, I'm having a great time and I can't wait to see where it goes. I'm also like really liking the deeper, more serious personal topics that I've talked about in here, and I'm excited to see how the characters are able to talk about that and resolve it. But yes, I am loving it so much, and I don't know how much I'm gonna end up reading today, but I'm definitely not done reading for the day. So I just finished reading Beach Read, and I'm between a 4 and a 5 stars right now because I really, really loved it, but it's not my favorite romance, but it is one of my favorite romances. So I think I'm gonna settle on a 4-star right now because I still believe that there's gonna be another book of hers that I just love even more, but I might come back to it and change it. We'll see. Don't hold me to it. But January and Augustus are some of my favorite characters I've read. I really, really love them, and the chemistry between them and the whole dynamic was just really, really great. I also love in here how they talk about books and writing their books and what the genre means to them, because obviously they each write a different genre, and they talk about why they write in that genre, and I just really, really liked hearing that. This truly is a book written for people who love books, who enjoy reading, and who just get that special, warm, comfortable feeling from reading books, and I just really got that out of here. I really, really love Emily Henry's writing, and I can't wait to read more of her books as I'm doing in this vlog because it is something special, and it is honestly some of my favorite writing I've ever read, so I cannot wait to read more from her. So yes, settling on a 4-star for Beach Read right now. I really loved it, and tomorrow I am planning on starting my next one, which is People We Meet on Vacation, and I just, like I said in my intro, I just feel like that's going to be my book, you know? But I really did enjoy Beach Read, so we'll see if I love each of them or if one is less than the other. I don't know. We'll find out. But yes, tomorrow, can't wait to start my second book. So first check-in for People We Meet on Vacation. I'm on page 135. I would have checked in at 100 pages, but I was at work, but now I'm on my lunch break, so I'm home and I can update you. So in this book, we follow Poppy and Alex, and Poppy and Alex met when they were in college. They were freshmen in college when they first met, and they became best friends despite their vast, vast differences, and they decided to start traveling together. So every year they would go on this vacation together, and then something happened, because now it has been 2 years since Poppy and Alex have even spoken, and all we know is that they took a trip to Croatia and something happened, but we don't know why their friendship like exploded, why they don't talk anymore, and why they're not best friends. But Poppy actually now works for like a magazine where she writes travel like posts, and so she is hoping to get a new trip, and when she gets her new trip she goes to Palm Springs and she invites Alex along for kind of like one last vacation between them two, even though it's been 2 years since they've talked. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't like Poppy and Alex, like individually or together. These characters are just not my type of characters. I don't relate to Poppy like at all, don't care for her. She's kind of abrasive to me and just loud and obnoxious, whereas Alex is so unattractive to me. I just can't see a relationship happening because I am so unattracted to him myself. Friends to lovers is like my favorite trope, so I'm excited to see like their friendship evolve into something, but I just don't think I'm gonna be completely sold on the romance because I don't like these two as characters. I'm also interested to find out what happened in Croatia and why they are no longer best friends, and yeah, how that all went down. I do like the travel aspect in here, but also Palm Springs. One last vacation? Why would I get, because it's explained, but why would you go to California? Okay, but like Palm Springs of all places. Anyway, But yeah, so I don't like Poppy and Alex at all. Like, January and Augustus in Beach Read are so much more likable than these two characters for me. I just don't like them. We're getting like flashbacks to like previous vacations they've taken and also the vacation that they're on now. And so I really like that we're getting both like sides, like flashbacks and seeing how their friendship has formed to now. And I'm just excited to see like how it all fell apart. I will also say I am realizing in Emily Henry's books, why is there so much drinking? Like, that makes me sound so bad because for me it stands out to me because that's not a norm for me. And so I'm just like, is this normal? Like, why do the characters drink so much? And there's also always weed mentioned, which is something that I don't like either. So I'm interested to see in her other books if that's a recurring theme. But yeah, so far, Poppy and Alex are a no from me. So I'm not enjoying it as much as Beach Read, but I'm still enjoying it. It's just not up to my standards of like a Beach Read, and because I had such high expectations that I put on this myself just because of the trope that it follows. But if the characters don't work for me, then that's just how the cookie crumbles. But I will probably update you. I don't know if I'll update you when I'm halfway because I'm almost there, so this is almost a halfway update anyway, but we'll see. So I guess you'll find out in the next clip how far I'm into it or if I've finished. Plot twist of the century. I give this book 2 stars. So my feelings are pretty much the same, where I really just hated these characters. Honestly, they were almost insufferable and I just felt no chemistry between them. Like, these two people were the complete opposite of each other, and they get it, opposites attract. But not like this, because there was no attraction. I didn't feel anything between them. There was no chemistry, and I just did not like them. Neither one of them was attractive in my eyes, and so it's hard to enjoy a book for me when I just despise the characters. And I feel like, what is her name? I already forgot. Poppy. Oh my gosh, I finished this like 10 minutes ago and I forgot. Poppy is just obnoxious to me. And I feel bad saying that because I know some people might read this book and be like, I really resonate with Poppy. And you know what? For me, she's just not my person, and that's okay. But yeah, and Alex is also just not my person. I like the traveling aspect in here because that is something I'm passionate about and I would love to do full time if I could. But the places they went, I was just like, again, really? That's where you're going? Palm Springs? Nothing against Palm Springs if you love it, but that is just not my place. Also, I mentioned this in my last update, and maybe I'm being too nitpicky or judgmental or something. The drinking in here was excessive. Like, every time they would travel somewhere, they would just get drunk. And I'm like, how do you even enjoy places if you can't remember it? But yeah, so I think that's all I had to say about oh, I remember one more thing I had to say. So I am a person that loves a good third act breakup. So many people hate third act breakups and I love them in books. Man, the drama just really gets me going. However, the third act breakup in this book, I did not like. I just didn't like it. I thought it was dumb, didn't care for it. So that just added to my unenjoyment for this book again. So once again, 2 stars, and my next book is Book Lovers, so hopefully that one goes better. I'm pretty sure that one has like the highest rating out of all of them so far. Happy Place might have the highest rating, but it just came out. So like, as far as the ones that have been out, Book Lovers has an extremely high rating. And People We Meet on Vacation actually has the lowest rating, which makes sense now. But I'm so disappointed because I really thought that was going to be my book. But no, it's not. So yeah, I am on my lunch break. I'm going to go back to work in a little bit. And so I'll probably start Book Lovers today. Don't know how far I'll get into it, but I will see you later. Alright, so I have started Book Lovers. I am on page 123, and this book follows Nora and Charlie. They are both in publishing in New York City. Nora is a literary agent, and Charlie is an editor. So at the beginning of this book, it's like 2 years earlier, Nora is having a meeting with Charlie because she is trying to get him to edit one of her clients' books. Now this book is like a small town romance, and Charlie reads it and he's like, absolutely not, no way, that book is trash. 2 years later, that book is now like a bestseller, people love it, and one of the people that loves it is Nora's sister, Libby. Now, Libby is about to have another baby, and their sister relationship has been off for a little bit, so they decide to go to Sunshine Falls, North Carolina, where that small town romance is actually set. When they get there, Libby has like a whole checklist for her and Nora to complete. Some of the things are like, go on several dates, wear a flannel, save a small town business, things like that. But of course, when Nora is in Sunshine Falls, she runs into none other than Charlie. So this book seems like it is going to be a small town romance, kind of like the books that Nora is helping get published. I will say Nora and Charlie are not my favorite. Of course, they are nowhere near January and Augustus, but they are so much better than Poppy and Alex. But they're also kind of off-putting because they're like these sharks of the industry, if you will, and they're kind of abrasive and just really hard-working people that seem like they have no time for others, and so they aren't very lovable, but I don't like straight up dislike them. Of course, I like the small town vibes. However, I grew up in a small town, so the way Charlie reacts in this, I can kind of see where he's coming from because I also grew up in a very small town and it's not glamorous. But I do love reading about small towns that do feel glamorous, so that's fun. The setting's fun. Hopefully I love the characters. Her sister Libby is also kind of annoying. I don't feel like we know a whole lot about her. I feel like a lot more is going to be revealed later, but so far so good. Definitely better than People We Meet on Vacation so far, but not as good as Beach Read. So we'll see where I land when I'm done. I'll probably update you when I'm done, maybe when I'm halfway. We'll see how I feel, if my feelings have changed, but you know, I'm enjoying it so far. Alright, so I am 50% of the way through Book Lovers, and it's just for me, which I'm so sad about. But ultimately, once again, it comes down to the characters. If I don't like characters, I'm not gonna like the story. And they're still not as bad as the characters in People We Meet on Vacation, but I just don't care for them. And Nora's sister Libby is really grinding my gears. I think she is so annoying, and Nora gets manipulated by her easily. I don't think Libby's trying to manipulate her, but Nora is so quick to jump into anything Libby says because she just wants to make her happy. And I just feel like that relationship is kind of toxic in a way. And I feel like there's something going on there, like there's some behind the scenes things that might get revealed, but still, I'm not enjoying that because I don't like the characters. Also, once again, drinking and weed. Why do they come up so often in Emily Henry's books? I don't get the appeal. I don't understand that. And what really irks me is when a character is like, oh, I only drink one, like that's my stipulation, and then proceeds to get drunk by drinking like 6. Like, why are you gonna tell us you don't do this often and then proceed to do it very often? And then there will be moments where they'll say no to a drink, and then the other person is like, oh, it's fine, and then drink it. I'm like, just say no, like, what? And then the one person in here that says I don't drink was like said to be a bad date, with kind of like red flags and all this stuff, and I just like was like, what? Like, I don't like that. So I hate that that keeps popping up in her books, and I know that most people, probably no one in the world has a problem with it like I do, and I know I'm being like nitpicky about that, but that's just something that I don't care about. And when every single character feels like they're just drunk all the time, like, I can't find the moments cute if they're just drunk in every single moment. That's just not me. Sorry about it. But yeah, I feel like I'm ranting. I don't hate it. It's not like People We Meet on Vacation. This book is just very mediocre for me right now, and we'll see where it goes. Maybe there will be character development, but I just really don't care about the characters to the point where if there's even character development, will I even care about them? It might be too little too late, but we'll see. I don't know how much I'm going to read today. I think I'm going to read to page 200 and then hopefully finish this tomorrow, and hopefully the last book is even better. I promise I'm not going into these books being like, I'm not going to like them. You've seen me. I have high hopes for each and every book, but like Beach Read is the standard, and nothing has hit that yet so far, and maybe I'm just a Beach Read girly through and through. Who knows? We'll see. So I don't think I'm an Emily Henry girly. I finished Book Lovers, and I'm giving it 2 stars. I was really bored reading this. Like, I felt like I was dragging through it, and I wasn't eager to pick it up. Now, when it comes to the characters, I mentioned in my last update, I didn't really like them, and I didn't outright hate them, but I just didn't care for them. You know, when People Meet Me on Vacation, I hated those characters. They gave me the ick. I was so unattracted to them. In Book Lovers, I didn't hate them. I just didn't care for them. I thought they were boring, just not my type of people. However, on the other hand, Libby, which is Nora's sister, I really did not like her. She's my least favorite character, and I thought that the relationship between Nora and Libby was extremely toxic, so I wasn't rooting for them in any way the entire time. I also wasn't rooting for the relationship in here because I just didn't care and I was so bored. So I'm gonna stop harping on this topic. This is gonna be the last time I talk about this because I know a lot of people don't understand. Well, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the last time I talk about it because I still have one more book, but for this book in particular, even the pregnant lady drank alcohol. Like, you know you have a problem when. But yeah, 2 stars for this one. I was just bored, didn't care, and I was just dragging through it. But I have one more book for this, Happy Place, which is her newest book, and I'm not saying I'm giving up, but I am losing steam. I still have hopes I'm gonna like it. You know, I watched somebody's video recently that said that they loved Beach Read and then started to dislike her other books, and then they just read Happy Place and loved Happy Place. So I'm hoping that's how it's gonna be for me. I'm a Beach Read girly, and then I love Happy Place as well. So we'll see. I'll probably start that one tomorrow. I'm taking a little break. I'm reading a little extreme horror so I can, you know, feel a little bit better about myself. That sounds so weird. But I'm tired of disliking Emily Henry. So this is not going as planned, but we still have one more book. Hopefully we can bring it home. But yes, I will update you probably when I'm like 100 pages into Happy Place. We'll see, because I'm probably taking it to work tomorrow. So I'll see you when I see you. Alright y'all, so I started Happy Place. I'm about to go to bed. Yes, the sun's still out. I go to bed at 8 p.m., but I thought I would update you first because I am 100 pages in to Happy Place. So this book follows Harriet and Wynne, and they have been dating for quite a while. They have this really great, amazing friend group, but 5 months ago, Harriet and Wynne actually broke up, and they have not told their friends yet. So all their friends usually get together at this one. I think it's like kind of like a lake house cottage type of thing. They usually go together there for like a little trip, little vacation, and this is Harriet's Happy Place. So they're going on vacation here. She shows up, and of course Wynne's there, and she has to pretend that they're still dating. Like, they pretend together because this weekend turns into something. People have news. It's a great weekend, and they don't want to put a damper on the weekend, so they have to pretend that they are still together. So I love that this is like a second chance romance, but it's also kind of like fake dating, because although these two have dated previously, they still have to pretend they're together, so it is like a little fake dating aspect in there. I will say I am enjoying it more than the previous 2 books that I've read from Emily Henry, but once again, 50 pages in and the characters were already trashed. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I'm trying to see past that. I really, really am. But I am just starting to feel like me and Emily Henry's characters are completely different people, and they're just not my type of people, and that's totally okay. However, Harriet and Wynne are my second favorite couple so far. Of course, January and Gustus are still way, way, way up here, and then Harriet and Wynne are probably better than the other 2, at least so far, but I'm only 100 pages in. I like the setting at this cozy little cottage. We'll see how I enjoy the friend group. Typically, I don't like friend groups in romance books. There's something about a lot of like the side characters that I never get on with, so we'll see if I get on with them because there's quite a few of them. But yeah, so far, positive vibes. I'm hoping I really enjoy this one considering the other 2 didn't go so well, but I'm definitely enjoying it better than like my first initial thoughts of the other 2 so far, but we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely getting better vibes from Harriet and Wynne than some of the other characters we've read from Emily Henry, so that's good news. But I will hopefully read more tomorrow, and I will update you then. So I actually don't even have my copy of Happy Place to update you with because I already unhauled it. So I made it to page 193 in Happy Place, which is like exactly halfway, before I decided to DNF it, and I was just wasting my own time if I was going to complete it because I just didn't want to read another 2 or 3 star book because that's the way it was going. Let me reenact this for you. Yesterday, I pick up my book, I'm laying on the couch, I'm like, okay, I'm halfway through, maybe I can finish this today. I read one more page, immediately close it, get my keys, get my wallet, drive to the next town over, and immediately unhaul Happy Place. Like, it was like a 30-second decision, and it was out of my life. I have also since unhauled Book Lovers, and I will be unhauling People We Meet on Vacation. I am going to keep Beach Read because that was the only one worth my time, in my opinion. So anyway, my update with Happy Place, and the reason why I really DNF'd it was because my complaints with Emily Henry's books just kept getting worse and worse and worse in Happy Place, and I could see it going the same direction as the others, and so I just didn't feel like I needed to waste my time with it, and it was like a $25 book, so you know I'm gonna like get some money back out of that. I don't need to keep it. Yeah. That's bad. So yeah, as far as this video goes, my mind had the turntables. This went in a direction I did not expect at all. So first I read Beach Read, you know, that was 4 stars. I still have positive vibes around that one. I'm interested to see if I reread it in the future, if I will see the same things I did as I kept reading her books. People We Meet on Vacation is still my least favorite at 2 stars. Book Lovers was also 2 stars, and then Happy Place, I'm not rating it because I didn't finish it. I don't rate DNFs, but I think Happy Place would have been my second favorite, but they're all like pretty close because they're all similar. I am just not the same type of person as Emily Henry's characters. We are different people. We like live in different circles. We have different hobbies, and that's okay because people are different, and those are just not my type of people, and they might be your type of people, and that's okay, and I'm happy for you, but that's just not something that I want to read about or that I can even relate to. And I know you as a reader probably have the struggle too, where if you can't relate to a book, it might be hard to enjoy it because you just don't understand some of the things they're doing or saying. So that is where I'm coming from, and I know a lot of people won't understand my critiques about the hobbies and habits her characters went through, but since this is something that I have never experienced or done or wanted to, and I actually have like an aversion to it, I'm just not interested in reading about that. So yeah, this went way downhill for me, but I'm glad that I vlogged it because it was an interesting process to see just like the train slowly like crash. Yeah. But I don't think I'll ever be picking up Emily Henry again. I know when she's gonna have new releases and everyone's excited about them, it's gonna be so tempting for me to like want to pick it up, but I have to remember her characters just aren't for me, and that's what it comes down to. So I guess that is it for this video. If you have made it this far in this train wreck of a vlog, go ahead and leave the train emoji. Yeah, that'll be good, the train emoji, because this was kind of a train wreck, but it was fun nonetheless. So thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, once again, train. But all my social media links will be down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.